So today we're going to talk about elementals. So the different kinds of elementals are completely dependent on what kind of elemental system you're using. From this video, we're going to be taking a look at the elementals from the classical element perspective. So the four elemental perspective, that would be earth, air, water, and fire. And we will be talking about the elementals in that order. So we're starting with earth. Earth elementals are referred to in ceremonial magic as gnomes, and from now on I will be referring to them as such. Gnomes, being the spirits of earth, can provide you with physical wealth. Usually, if you're going to partition an elemental spirit for money, it will be a gnome. There are very rare circumstances that you would partition anything else. Gnomes can also help you in the acquisition of material goods, promotions, better jobs, better health, generally anything that we would want our physical mind and our physical world to inhabit. We would petition the elements of earth and the gnomes to do so. Now, it is important that we banish gnomes after our operations or send them away to go do their jobs, because if we have gnomes in our houses for too long, what can happen is the house can get dirty and cluttered. Inertia is one of the problems of Earth. It is the vice of Earth, and clutter and an excess of material wealth will come from the gnomes inhabiting your house unless you have gotten them in a stable situation. It's one thing to ask a gnome for a gold watch. It's another thing for it to bring in an entire set of dirt into your house. While this is generally going to be a very rare occurrence, it can happen, and you should be careful about this. The gnomes follow the hierarchy roughly like this. The elemental king of earth is Gob, who in my experience has appeared as a very tall, very rough-looking giant of a man in a stone palace. This is from when I went via the tattvas to the elemental plane of earth in a vision. He was a very mountainous figure, very stoic, very down-to-earth, very business-oriented. He was a very interesting figure, and if I was not preoccupied with other operations, I would be working with him more. Gob is subservient to Forlock, who is the angel of air. Forlock is a very, very good angel for acquiring money and also acquiring all the things of earth. Being an angel as opposed to an archangel, there is a argument to be made that he can manifest it a little bit quicker than the archangel who he is subservient to. The archangel being Ariel, who, if you have done the LBRP ever, is the archangel on your left. Ariel is a wonderful spirit for understanding how money works and why you are broke. I very much enjoyed my conversations with money with Ariel, and they are a very, very useful spirit to talk to about this subject. Moving on from earth, we go to air. The spirits of air, the Sylphs, are the elementals of air, and I'm going to refer to them as such. The Sylphs are best used for intellectual pursuits. These spirits are very good at teaching you different things and influencing your mind, and influencing the mind of others to retain information. Due to the nature of the element of air, it can also be used to give you ideas. These can help you get out of a creative rut. If you have writer's block, these are the spirits to talk to. These can also be used to change how somebody thinks about you, not feels about you. If somebody has a rather neutral outlook on you, but you want them to think about you a little bit in a different way, that can be done with these spirits. The Sylphs can be used for that, however, they're not the best at it. The hierarchy that the Sylphs follow goes something like this. They follow the elemental king Peraldia, who is subservient to the angel Ariel, or the archangel, or the angel Chesan, depending on which source you read. Due to the nature of both of these angels, they function similarly in the hierarchy, because they are both subservient to the archangel Raphael, who is both in the Bible and, if we're going back to our LBRP format, he is the angel in front of you. Whenever you're doing an LBRP, you look Raphael right in the face. So the next element is water, and the spirits of water are the Undines. The Undines are generally considered to be beautiful spirits who can assist you in all things related to emotions. These can help people rekindle a relationship, solve tensions in a relationship, foster loving emotions, foster hateful emotions. Anything related to emotions, Undines can do. Now, a couple warnings about dealing with Undines for love spells, because I know somebody's going to try it. Don't do that. I will give you love spell stories in a future video. During May, you will get a video about all of my love spell fuck-ups. But you guys need to know, if you use magic in this way, it will work. That's not the problem. The problem is the way it manifests. So, generally, considering how volatile emotions are to begin with, adding a spirit to this is usually not something you want to do as a beginner. That being said, when you're doing work with Undines, they can be a great boon to you. The Undines follow the hierarchy as such. The elemental ruler is Tharsis. The elemental angel is Thaliahad. And the archangel is Gabriel. Another angel from the Bible. The archangel Gabriel, if we are going back to the LBRP, is behind me, Gabriel. So, whenever you are doing the LBRP, Gabriel has your back. The final elementals that we need to refer to in our wonderful journey is the elementals of fire, the Salamanders. Salamanders are the most dangerous things, elemental-wise, you can call up. And salamanders, really, they can help you do anything related to fire, energy, and vitality. So, if you're having problems motivating to work out, these are the elementals you want to call, and they will have you working out so that you look like Ricardo Milos in no time. These guys are fucking intense. The element of fire is a very intense element. It is the intense element. The element of fire can be used for various things, and while I'm not going to list all of them, I will list a couple of notable ones that I have noticed. For one, if you're having problems getting the courage to do something, and for some reason you want to use an elemental, these are the elementals to call. These can really help you alleviate your fears. These can also be used to generate awe-inspiring power. There is nothing quite like power and fire. Fire really goes hand in hand with power. And the reason for this is because before fire, we couldn't cook food and we were like all other animals. And after the discovery and cultivation of fire, we really became human. If you look at our evolutionary past, fire was one of the things that really sent us over the edge. Fire is also related to the spark of individualism, so it can help you individuate between groups. So if you're stuck in a group and you want to leave, this can help you. The salamanders are generally seen as either energetic or right bastards, so be very careful about that. The hierarchy that the salamanders follow is as such. The elemental ruler of the salamanders is Seraph. The angel is Aral, A-R-A-L, not to be confused with Ariel and Ariel. I know, that's confusing, but you know? And the archangel associated with the element of fire is the Archangel Michael. At my right hand, Michael. Now, granted, you'd be using the Hebrew pronunciation, which would be Mikael. However, Mikael is still a very useful archangel to work with if you need anything from protection to... Really, I can't think of anything you wouldn't want to work with Michael for. Like, Mikael is a very good angel to work with. Quite frankly, all of the archangels of the quarters, by that I mean the 4 archangels of the LBRP, so Raphael, Gabriel, Mikael, and Ariel, are really worth working with at least once just to understand, get a more safe understanding of the element. So I will repeat the warning I gave in the gnome section real quick. Banish them after you're done dealing with this, because these elementals can cause you a lot of problems if they're let loose, because all they want to do is make more of their element. Usually we want this done metaphorically, however, if they can do it physically on the physical, they will. It's entirely possible that you will get a draft if you have or wind will kick up if you have a Sylph running around in your environment. Be safe, be smart, don't do anything stupid, and remember, just because you called it up does not mean you can't kick it out of your house at the speed of sound. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment in the section below telling me what you would like to see next. And please hit that subscribe button, it really helps me out.